Hi guys, and welcome to Aztec Soccer Colored Style. As you know, the show that always brings you the latest and updated facts and figures around football. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Europa League quarterfinals, where Manchester United and Arsenal are still contenders to look to see if they can win the Europa League title and ultimately get themselves a place in the Champions League. With me, I have Roderick Fransman, as you know, my resident partner and partner in crime on Soccer Colored Style and Arsenal man and analyst and what more agent. There's such a lot of names that you can see because of the skills. Hi Rodrigo, how are you, man?
I'm good, can't complain, man. It's good to be back. Feels good.
Lekker man, it's nice to have you. Listen, Roderick, we're not gonna dwell too long on certain facts, but I just want to listen to what was your state on the Arsenal versus Liverpool game. Your rating for the whole team, and then 1 or 2 points that you can take out of that game.
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact that we lost 3-0. It was a disastrous performance from us. Horrible performance. I'm not happy. I'm still this day I'm still not happy with how they performed against Liverpool. I mean, we had a squad, we had good players. Obviously, we had some injuries also in between, but we were at home, and when you play at home, you expect to win. So horrible performance by our defense as well. Basically our whole team because there was no team spirit. So yeah, I'm gonna give the whole team a 2 out of 10, just based on their performance.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because a lot of the guys gave such low scores. I actually gave them a 4, but yeah, that's only because Partey played such a good game. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's over and done. The game is over and done. Liverpool played last night versus Real Madrid. They lost against Real Madrid 3-1, so that gives them a monumental task going into the return leg. But as we know, Liverpool has those special European nights, and hopefully the second leg will be one of those nights. But let's get straight into what we actually here to do, man. And that is the Slavia Prague and Arsenal game. I did some research on these guys and some facts and figures that I'm not going to show on slides today because of technology. But I'm just going to read them out. Some of the stats that I had. What do you make of Slavia Prague?
Look, I watched some highlights of them, especially in the league, but in the Europa League, to beat teams like Rangers, that was like, and you know, Rangers are the Scottish champions at the moment with Steven Gerrard. To overcome that team was already showing me that this is a team that could possibly be difficult because if everyone just look at the name Slavia Prague and they play in the Czech Republic championship, then you're gonna think, nah, it's a small team, you can write these guys off. But they made it this far by winning good teams in the competition. So I won't be surprised if they would challenge Arsenal even at home to get a good result. So yeah, Arsenal needs to be well prepared for the squad. There is a kind of a bit of a history because they used to play in Champions League as well. So they need to have a game plan against Slavia Prague. And there's one player, I think it's Ole Yankee. He's a Nigerian guy. He scored last time against the Rangers. He's also a threat up front, so they need to be wary about him. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would say Slavia Prague is not a light team or easy team to take up. And we need to be prepared for teams like them.
Yeah, listen, man, the boy that we were talking about, it's a Nigerian boy. He's 25 years old. He actually only scored 6 goals this season in all
Yes,
competitions. Um, Olayinka is his name. P.
Ola
Olayinka.
Junka, yes, yes,
Yeah, so if I'm
that's him.
counting between these guys quickly, these attackers, they have scored a monumental amount of 70 goals between each other. These three
Wow.
attackers. Teshi, and then it's Sima, and then it's Kukta. Kukta. Yeah,
Yeah,
I behind the Czech Republic. They are first in the league with 65 points.
yeah,
Um,
yes.
20 wins, 5 draws. 0 losses. Goal, goal difference is 55. These guys are flying high. There's no competition for them heading into this
Yes,
game. That actually scares me, man, because why? This is a team that dealt with the likes of Barcelona. When they played against Barcelona, they actually gave
yes.
Barcelona terrible time. So I won't take these guys lightly, man. I won't take them lightly.
Yeah, that is basically what everyone said when the draw came out. When they drew, I think Ajax, Roma, United, Malaga, is it Granada? I think then everyone was saying, yeah, Arsenal got the easy pick, which is Slavia Prague. But for me, all the teams that are currently in the Europa League quarterfinals is tough teams. It's gonna be a difficult round. So whoever's gonna prevail, whoever's gonna win, it's gonna make it obviously to the semi-finals or progress from there. It's still a uh, difficult route to take towards the finals. So yeah, may the best team win.
Yeah. Listen, man. How do you think? How should we approach this game in terms of team selection?
Um, I think we need to sharpen up our defense. Look, I always go back to the Liverpool game. How we were sloppy at the back, giving goals away or giving the ball away, especially, and allowing Liverpool to attack us. And we are fully aware the threat Liverpool can give teams, especially when they're on the counter or whenever they get the ball in the box. So we need to make sure that we close that off defensively, that we look sharp at the back. Up front, I'm not too sure what's happening with Aubameyang, but maybe in this game, if he would score or start, he can spark. He can score, start scoring again, and maybe that will also give him confidence going into the league. Um, but this is an opportunity for him once again to show that he's got that quality. So up front also, I think we need Aubameyang back. We need him to score. There's been a couple of injuries now also, which I'm a bit concerned about because Kieran Tierney was our main man at the back on the left hand side, and he's gonna be missed. But we've got Cedric there, and then also the return of Bakayo Saka and Emil Smith Rowe, and who's the other player now? Granit Xhaka, for them returning back. So obviously we need a holding midfielder with Partey. I would have liked El Neni to start in the league, but I think Arteta's trying to let El Neni play in the Europa League. So if you can have two CDMs in the midfield, two central defensive midfielders, and one attacking midfielder, that would obviously work, which Arteta have done with Saka and Partey, and Martin Odegaard in front of them. So yeah, I think our team looks okay going in this game. Um, it's just that we need to sharpen up our defense, and also our striker needs to be deadly up front because we need to score as much as possible goals. And at home, we don't have a good form at home, so we need to make sure that we win this game, seal it with a 4-0 or 3-0, so we can go into the second league and maybe just get a away goal and go progress to the next round.
Okay, man. Listen, thank you for that starting lineup. Do you really think that Aubameyang still justifies a starting place?
According to what I've seen for the past couple of games, I don't think for me myself, I don't even think he can get into the squad anymore because there's guys like Lacazette who's performing week in and out now. There's a young prospect, a young talented boy, Martinelli, that's on the bench also. He can also be a striker, but they play him they play mostly on the wing. And there's Edin Ketia, who has been proving us in the Europa League that he can also play up front and score goals. So based on Aubameyang's form, I don't think he's a starter in the team selection, but I think because Arteta is gonna try and boost his confidence, he's gonna let him start, obviously. But if he's not performing and if he's gonna perform like he did now against Liverpool, then I can guarantee you his place won't be guaranteed in the squad anymore.
Okay, man. Listen, there's some talks that Arteta has lost the dressing room. I don't think necessarily it is that. I don't think Arteta has lost the players or the locker room. I just think it's a factor that the results aren't just getting there because look at the performance versus Liverpool, man. That was one of the, I should say, the worst performance under Arteta until this far, right? So if he continues in playing mediocre players like Chambers, why didn't he start Bellerin? Why didn't he start Cedric? Right? I know hindsight is a beautiful thing, and if Cedric would have started, who would have slotted in for Tierney when Tierney went injured? On that fact, who's going to be the permanent replacement for Tierney? Because Tierney is
Yeah,
out for the rest of the season.
yeah. That was exactly my thing when I saw the starting lineup. Then I thought, why is Arteta always rotating especially his defense at the back? There's always a different rotation or different formation how they play or different players week in and out. He doesn't have a settled defensive line. It changes every week. There's every week a different defensive player at the back. It's either Kieran Tierney or Bellerin or Cedric, or it's Chambers, or it is Murray or Gabriel, David Luiz. There's always this rotation. If you look at the other squads in the league, they have a settled defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they do rotate the attacking defender or the guys on the wing. So, but still, they have that formidable defensive line where there's always three defensive players that will start week in and out. So with Arteta is a different thing. He's changing every single week. I don't know whether he wants to do this to confuse other teams who they play against or the opponents, but
But it's actually
on the
confusing
day,
us.
yeah, sorry,
But it's actually confusing us now.
yes, it does. Because if you have a team, then you must have a good, solid team that you know can start and get you points or get you a win. So if he's gonna rotate every week in and out, then he's never ever gonna have a settled squad that's gonna give us the results we want. So there was now rumors that it's either Arteta who needs to go or the whole squad needs to go. Because clearly you can see they're not playing for Arsenal Football Club. A lot of them, um, they don't have the passion and the desire to play. You can see a lot of the body language. Some of the players, they are not there. They are just playing, but they're not really there. And it's and
It's
it's
so
really it's really sad to see like the likes of guys like Martin Odegaard and Thomas Partey and Dennis Ceballos. Those are guys who are coming from Spanish La Liga, or two of them obviously playing for Madrid still, but the desire they have to play for the club, especially Martin Odegaard, the way these guys celebrate, the way they put effort in the game, it's just showing you that even though they are representing a different club and are on loan at Arsenal, they are playing for the club. The desire is there, and then you have players who are signed permanently playing for Arsenal that's not showing anything whatsoever. There's no drive, there's no motivation, there's no desire, there's no passion. So it frustrates us as fans also because we used to see this 10 years ago with the Invincibles, with those guys, but now there's absolutely nothing.
Listen, man, do you still trust in the process, or do you think if Arteta doesn't win the Europa League this season, he's out of football for you?
Um, to be honest, I would say I trust Ateta. I trust the process. I'm fully aware what he wants to do with the squad. You can see the different style we play as Arsenal, how we played under Wenger, how we played under Emery. Arteta's got his own identity, his own style of playing. Um, I do believe the board is also standing behind him, even though whatever results now for the next past 2 seasons. Um, I think the only thing the board needs to do is to support Arteta and give him the players he wants. Obviously, as you know, at Arsenal Football Club, they don't like to spin the board. They don't like to inject funds to get players every transfer window. They like to get a free agent or a retired player who doesn't have a big high salary wage. What do you call it? Expectations or so. So they've signed obviously Nicolas Pepe was a big signing, Thomas Partey and so, but we need quality players in order to compete in big competitions if we want to play Champions League. So Arteta, I do stand behind him. I do trust the process, and I do believe it's not going to happen within 2 seasons. It's already 2 seasons that you're going to see um, what the ideas of what Arteta is busy with. But perhaps after maybe 2 more transfer windows, if he gets the right players, then obviously you're going to see a different Arsenal and a good Arteta squad that can compete in all competitions.
Okay, cool, man. Just to get back to Slavia Prague, let's just look at their road towards the quarterfinals. So they took care of Nice. They won 3-2, and then they went to Nice and won 3-1. So these guys are full of goals, right? That's the first thing.
Yes,
They love to score. They don't actually have minutes. The best minutes when they love to score is between the 45-minute and the 60-minute mark. That's when they score 20% of their goals. So right after the break, Arsenal has to be wary, right?
yes,
They beat Havu 3-0. They lost against Bayer Leverkusen, and then they went to Leicester. They drew 0-0 at home. Then they went to Leicester and won 2-0. And then they were home against Rangers. They drew 1-1. And then they went away to Rangers and they won 2-0. So in each and every goal, apart for the one that they played home against Leicester, hasn't these guys scored? So there's goals. There's goals. And listen,
yes,
man, Leicester and Rangers defense, I'm sure, is far better than ours.
yeah,
And Nice's defense. So if Arsenal doesn't go into this game with the front foot from the first whistle and start to press, start to take ownership of the game, start to control the game, start to make pockets of spaces, start to create chances, then they're going to be in trouble. They have to go out and put this team under pressure. They can't soak up
yes,
pressure from this. This team is going to punish them. They have a lot of youngsters in front, 19 years old, and then they have a 25-year-old and a 24-year-old. So I'm actually wary of these guys, man. Any last thoughts on Slavia Prague and Arsenal? What's your score?
I'm gonna go for 3-1. I do think Slavia Prague is gonna score because currently, if you look at Arsenal's form, we like to concede early or we like to concede the beginning of the second half or the end of the first half. So if we can work on that, then surely we can win this game. However, the one thing that I've noticed that Arsenal does, especially at home, is like they like to give respect to teams coming there. So they like the way they respected Liverpool. So they allowing teams to come at them. So they must be ruthless at home. They must make sure. Look here, we are here, and that must be in their mind that they must know the only way to Champions League now is to win the Europa League. That is gonna how can I say it? That's gonna save the season for Arsenal in general because if to be 10th in the league, going with a couple games still to play in the league, and you're 10th, that means you're going nowhere. You're not competing in any competition. So they need to either win Europa League and also need to perform much better than they do in the league because this is the only way now for them to have a good season. So yeah, a 3-1 performance from Arsenal. Um, Yeah, and I think away, I can't say yet, but I think for now 3-1. Let's stick to 3-1.
Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you, Roderick. Let's quickly touch just on a few minutes on the Manchester United game versus Granada. Do you see any troubles there for Manchester United progressing?
Um, I think away United is good, but at home they might have a difficult game because at home they are not so as confident as they are when they play away. So if they can get the away win, then I'm sure they can progress to the next round and win over Granada. It's all based on their own performance. If they're gonna perform, if they're gonna have a 1-1 game, then Granada might take the game towards them and try and knock United out. But as we all know, United has been good away. Their away form is much better than their home form. So I can see Ole winning this one if they do win at home, like 2-0 or 3-0, like easily. Then obviously I think they can make it to the next round.
Oh man, just my last point. There's been rumors flying around that Haaland and Sancho is on their way to Ollie's side. Ollie apparently got a transfer kitty of 250 mil, the same as what Frank Lampard got. Do you think that is the areas where they need to strengthen? Don't you think they should rather bring back Lingard? Because Lingard is far better than Sancho, in my opinion. He knows the Premier League.
Hmm. Um, what United do need is a striker because you can see during the season it has only been Bruno Fernandes, Auba, midfield players. Marcus Rashford has been up and down. Um, so yes, they do need a striker. I mean, to have a player like Edis Cavani is only there for one season. He's almost retired. So they do need a formidable striker that's going to give them goals. I do believe the striker that United could have just held on to was Romelu Lukaku. You can see on his performance now in the Serie A. If they really want a striker, I would say they must go for Lukaku again. Even though he's already by Inter, and I don't think he's going to return anytime soon. But yeah, Haaland is on everybody's lips. At the big clubs, everybody wants him, so it's going to be a hefty price to get Haaland. Um, to get Sancho, I don't think they need him. Like you said, Jesse Lingard, based on his performance lately, you can see Jesse Lingard is on a high. His performance is brilliant, week in and out for West Ham. I really think Jesse Lingard actually fits perfectly with West Ham because he's thriving at West Ham, and based on their performances and where they're sitting on the log, also they can easily play Champions League next season. That is depending on how they're gonna see out the games in the next couple of games that's left. So yeah, they do need a striker, but I don't think Haaland is gonna go to United.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Roderick, man, just for clearing that rumors up. As you know, there's the transfer windows coming up when the season ends at the end of May. So there should be a lot of interesting, how can you say, stuff happening. People moving, coaches moving,
Yeah,
coaches getting sacked. Yeah, we don't know what the season holds in. But yeah, man.
yeah,
Thank you very much for your time, Roderick. Is there
it's a
anything else you
pleasure,
would like
sir.
to add? Is there anything you'd like to add
Um,
before we close out?
I was just thinking out loud now. Everybody's besides now the transfer that you spoke about, but everyone is speaking about Haaland. But also on the other side, everyone is speaking about the legend of Man City, Kun Aguero, who's gonna leave the club. So nobody knows where he's heading towards. He can easily be still in the Premier League with any Premier League squad, or he can go to La Liga. So he's also a brilliant guy that any team would like to have as a striker based on his experience. So yeah, we should not forget about the legend Aguero. But that is it. I've been following just like news tabloids, rumors about Aguero, and I haven't got any news yet to what which club he's gonna go next season, but everyone is out to get Aguero because they know his quality. So yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to add.
Okay, thank you very much, Roderick, man. Thank you for your insights on the transfer window. As you know, you have expert insight on those sort of things. And this is #SoccerColor Style signing out until we meet again.
Thank you.